What is good, guys, and welcome to today's video. Today I wanted to focus on doing a bit of a follow-up on some of my older videos where I talk about finding the right import car, like the right condition, what to look out for and all that kind of stuff. Recently we just did a video and I showed you what can happen when you don't get the paperwork from an importer and you get taken advantage of here in the USA. Now that is a very sad story. Thank goodness though that the customer or the owner of that car is working with a really good body guy, Tommy, and they're getting all that rust fixed and repaired. But what I have behind me is a perfect example of what you need to look for at the auctions. We're gonna take a look at the auction paperwork. I'm gonna show you what to look out for, and that way you get to see the physical paperwork that you need to look at before you go and purchase something like this. So here is a perfect example of a good import here in the USA. We are at HP Logic, also known as HP Import here in Florida. And this 33 literally just came off the boat. It's an ECR 33 GTST, so it's rear-wheel drive, RB25 turbo. And you can see all the Japanese markings here from where it came from the port and the auction house, everything on the front and the rear. This has not been touched yet. It hasn't been detailed. You can still see that there's some, signs of this, the clear coat fading, which is all normal for a car of this age. This is a 25-year-old car. You can see a few little blemishes here and there, but overall, no damage to the chassis whatsoever. No damage to the body. It's got factory OEM wheels, which is a good sign. A lot of people talk about looking at tires and things. If there's cracks in them, you can see that these have cracks and dry rot in the tires. This actually doesn't mean that this physical car has been sitting for a long time. This just means that these wheels and tires were sitting for a long time. In Japan, obviously, a lot of people change their wheels and tires, and these then just get sat on the back patio kind of thing out in the open for when they want to get shuck in, or which is their inspection that they have to get every 2 years, and they put these back on the car so everything's back to normal height and stuff, so that then they pass and then they put their wheels back on. So they never really change the tires, so it's pretty normal to see these OEM wheels with really old dry rotted tires. So but obviously these will be changed. Now, one thing that I'm just going to say right off the bat, it is so rare to see the inside fenders this clean. I don't know if the camera can do this justice, but it is immaculate in there. It looks really good. So anyways, enough looking at the car. You get the general idea that this is a fairly clean car. Yes, it's not like incredibly clean, like there are blemishes and stuff with the paint, few scratches here and there and stuff that need attention, but otherwise it's a 25-year-old car, and I'm going to show you why this is a perfect example and what to look out for and whatnot. But first of all, let's go talk to Jack. Jack is the owner of HP Import.
Hey!
What's good, Jack?
What's going on, man?
Cool. So you've got a 33 out there that's literally just come off the boat.
Yes.
Now, before we go and look at the car and you take me through some things on it, what is, like, for a customer, for someone who's interested in a car like this and they just rocked up here, what would be the process?
Well, that car specifically it hasn't been processed yet through our system. So for that one, what you're seeing is basically the delivery phase of the car to us. We haven't really made it customer ready yet. If that were a custom ordered car, the next step for us would be obviously to let the customer know that his car's arrived and that it's in process. We're gonna end up doing the basic maintenance on it. We do oil change, we check the belts, the brakes, coolant, everything. Basically all systems need to be working safely to our standard to make sure that they're safe. Once all of that is done, we take the car then to a safety inspection. The DMV does a inspection to make sure that it does conform to all of the safety standards, EPA, everything that is necessary in order to be properly imported. And then after we get that paperwork done, we register the car to the next owner, or in our case, like if this car is not pre-ordered, it goes into our system as a car for sale through our dealership. It's because we are actually licensed dealers. So we import the cars and actually provide them. We're able to do third-party financing and stuff like that. So the next step for that car is going to be, first of all, cleanup. We haven't even gotten a chance to wash it. We haven't had a chance to do anything. We put a fresh battery in it, all that good stuff. So that's the next step.
Yep.
You can see it still has all the markings on it.
Yeah. Which is why I think this is perfect, because me and Jack were talking about wanting to do this video to just show you guys like how these things are meant to come into the country, what to look out for. Like we've seen some horror stories, obviously, we don't want to get into that, but there is no way that a dealer wouldn't know that there's damage there's accident history and
stuff. The way you see right there, that's taken straight off of the boat. It put onto a truck and driven down here. We didn't drive the car here or anything like that. It's rolled off of the boat. It's rolled onto the boat in Japan, rolled off of the boat here at our Jacksonville port, and then rolled right onto a delivery truck that brings it here for us to go through the inspection process and make sure it's ready to actually drive.
Yep. So one really important question that I have is, I always talk about how important it is, no matter who you are or who you're buying from, always ask for paperwork with the car so that you know the history of the car in Japan. Is that something you provide your customers, and is that something that you think is super important?
So every car has its own little story, obviously.
Yep.
When we show interest in a car to one of our auction guys, one of our auction representatives in Japan, we get a comprehensive packet of information about the car before we make a conscious bid on it.
Yep.
So that we can understand its story and try to fit it into a better position for us. So in this case, with this car specifically, we received photographs of the car from the auction house when it's run through the line.
Yep.
And we can get a general idea of the condition.
Yep.
But the grade sheet is the #1 indicator that we use in order to understand the condition of the car.
Yep.
So this is obviously in Japanese. We get these translated
into English.
Right? Because that's what we speak.
Yep.
And then on this grade sheet, which you can probably clarify, there's quite a bit of information.
There is a lot of information on these, and these guys don't miss much. Like, they might miss a few little things here and there.
It's their job.
But it is their job to find accident history. Now, whenever a car is repaired, goes through insurance, or anything like that from a crash accident in Japan, it is put on a database. Yeah. They're able to see that, but then these guys find accident history and stuff on the chassis itself very, very easily. They know what to look for.
And they'll immediately grade these cars.
That's what this grade is. So the first thing you want to look at on an auction sheet, I guess, would be look at the grade, because this will give you the general idea of the condition of the car. Now, if you jump on the internet, you can look up Japan car auction grades and what they mean, but 4 is really good. It essentially means no accident history, the car's in general good condition mechanically and physically, and you can really see that by this little diagram here of the car. And you can see that there are no X marks. When you're at an auction and you're looking at the auction sheet, if there are X marks, that means accident history, damage, something that has been changed, replaced, that is not OEM, or there is even still damage there under things. Where they've got little markers here like A1 and C1 and stuff like that, that just means little blemishes to the paintwork, as well as like, and here you can see they've marked there for just that clear coat that's starting to fade, which is all normal for a car that's 25 years old.
Well, you could probably actually right now at this moment take this sheet out there.
Literally.
And use this as a guide.
Well, that's the thing. I just did a walk around, and everything that I saw there with the camera and I was talking to the guys matched up perfectly with this that I see here.
There you go.
And so that's one thing you want to look at.
And that's good too, because you can see what the condition of the car was when it left Japan.
Exactly.
And then if there is any extra damage that happened in shipping, we're able to report that, see it, and record it here.
So my next question, which is a little bit of a heated question, is all the experience that you've had importing cars, with the paperwork that you get, the reports and everything, is there any way that you could get a car that's full of Bondo, rust, or complete, like, you know, roof chopped off and re-welded on stuff? Is there any way that you could purchase a car without knowing that?
Not without knowing. Yeah. I really don't think, if you do your due diligence and you look at the cars and you understand how to read these auction sheets and everything like that, I don't find it possible, unless you are absolutely negligent, to purchase a car with the idea that there wasn't that kind of extensive repair done to it.
100%.
And we have purchased cars with repairs done. I'm not going to say, like I've mentioned it before, we're not perfect importer, but we do like to be transparent.
Yeah.
So we have purchased cars that didn't come out 100% to our expectations, but we had indications of that in the grade sheet. We knew what we were essentially getting. Yeah. And upon inspection, when they get here, we determine what we're going to do with the car and how we're going to market it appropriately to be transparent.
There's transparency there. That's right. Yeah. And customers, no doubt, will come to you wanting a fixer-upper.
Right.
Right. You know, people want to build their own cars. They want to repair them. They don't mind if there's a bit of damage.
Not everybody wants to drop top dollar for a grade 4 car.
Yeah.
It's just not realistic.
That's right.
So, you know, I know some people always want to be known for bringing only the finest specimens, and we only.
Yeah.
Maybe that importer is good for, you know, a few people, but not for most.
That's right, yeah.
You know?
This is because, like, me personally, I want the car to be personalized. Like, I want to build it myself. I want it to be my own, and I love building things myself. And I know there are tons of people out there, like probably yourself, Jack.
Yeah.
You know, where me buying an R-grade car, for example, my R33.4 Skyline in Japan is an R-grade car.
Dusty was an R.
Exactly. And like that thing is pushing nearly 600 horsepower.
It's an amazing car.
And
it's a different planet.
Carbon fiber doors, like all this stuff. It's insane.
Yep.
Yeah, and like look at my Skyline. It was grade R because the front of it had been changed to a 34. Not that it had been in crazy accident history and anything was wrong. It was just that it was modified not as OEM. So there are definitely some really good R-grade cars out there that are really good for people that want to build their own cars, or if they know what they're getting into, and that's fine.
That's what's good about this process, because you can get an R-grade car that's nice, but they're mixed in with the R-grade cars that aren't nice.
That's right.
So it's our job to help you find that car, the one that you're looking for. If you're looking for an R, if you're okay with an R-grade because you're going to modify the car and build it yourself, let us determine whether or not this is a total loss car or if this is a repairable project car.
Exactly, yeah.
You know?
So the biggest bit of advice I'll give anyone is find someone who's selling you a car that is transparent, that is going to give you not only the Japanese copy of this paperwork, but also the English one. So you know the history of the car, right? I mean, it's fine if the dealer themselves want to not show you the buy price, right? Like this auction paperwork will actually, let me see if it's here. It will have like a starting bid here. Right? That's fine. That's just what they wanted to start it at in the auction. That's not the final bid price. So a lot of people will see that and be like, oh my God, this guy bought the car for $2,000 or for nothing. No. That's the starting price. So, you know, you don't know the final bid price, and then obviously all the taxes involved, importing it into the country, the shipping, whether it, you know, there's so many different levels of shipping that cost different types of money. It's crazy.
The rule of thumb that I've usually used to give people an idea of how much they should expect to pay for a car is if you get the cost of the car off the boat, rolling off the boat, in other words, it includes the shipping, and you add all of the fees that go on top of it, you're going to pay about 20 to 25% more
100%
than the purchase price of the car in Japan.
And you need to also take into account like the time, the effort, and everything that you guys have put in, you know, researching the car, getting all the history on it, bidding on the car. Like that's all time, and time is money. And a lot of people seem to forget that sometimes.
Our position is to simplify the process, not necessarily replace the process.
Exactly.
So, you know, our efforts are in making that process easy for you so that you can actually enjoy the car quicker and seamlessly instead of having to worry about EPA and safety forms and going through that whole process, which can be pretty daunting if you've never done it.
Exactly, yeah, for sure. So perfect time for me to give a quick plug to Jack here at HP Import, otherwise known as HP Logic. They do a bunch of, you know, bolt-ons, tunes. They've got a dyno here. If you want to talk about anything else like high performance stuff, like
we do everything. That's the other part of this process is when you get the car that you've imported here, you have the opportunity to allow us to actually use our resources to upgrade the car. So if you do want to do a build, we can start that for you. We can get the parts here. We can do everything all in-house. We have a full facility body shop right across the way here. It's JMT Body, Auto Body. Tommy's an excellent painter, and his guys do great work. So we have the wheel and tire guy next door here, and then we get all the parts. Everything's in-house. It's a one-stop shop.
It's literally so good because like you could essentially, if you bought, like for example, let's just go with the 33 out there. It's in stock form. You could end up picking up the car in a couple months, 500 horsepower, ready to roll, new wheels, new paint, like whatever you want. Like essentially that thing could be like from Japan, shipped here. You get to check it out once it arrives, document it a bit,
That's what most people do. They'll fly here because, you know, we get our customers that are in California, across the country. They'll fly here for the initial delivery, we call it, so that they can see the car before we actually go through the process with it. just like that.
Yep.
And then we do everything to it, and we ship the car straight out to them.
I think that's awesome. That's such a good service. So if any of you guys are interested in that, hit up HP Logic, HP Import. These guys will sort you out. I'll put their info down in the description. But I think what I want to do now is we're going to go over the car and show you, like, you know, under the chassis. I'm going to put it up on a lift and just let you guys kind of see what a grade 4 looks like.
Honest grade.
Honest grade 4.
Right there.
And then we might go for just like a little drive around the car park and let you guys hear the engine and stuff like that. But this thing is literally fresh off the boat. It hasn't been touched. Like we said, no one's even washed the thing. Nope. So it's a perfect example. And I do want to thank Jack once again for being transparent, letting me do this. This is not something that a lot of importers would feel comfortable doing, right. Which is also another sign that they're not being transparent. But anyways, that aside, let's look at the car. Before we do anything, we need to obviously jump start the car. Batteries are always disconnected in these when they get shipped, and normally, I mean, the battery's probably also dead. Yeah. But we also need to check the oil and things. There you go. I know that's a Japanese oil filter because that is the same brand that I use on mine.
You can see, I mean, everything
is OEM. This is amazing. There's no rust in any of the strut towers here. There's nothing up and in here.
Timing belt was done.
Yep.
That's good.
Timing belt was done.
So let's pull
no. This is saying it needs to be done at 100,000 kilometers.
Oh, is that what it says?
Yeah.
So there you go.
So this is fresh.
There you go.
Oh my gosh, this is so fresh. You see the sticker here? It has never been taken off. That is, see this seal, guys? This is, dude, I've only seen that one other time, and that was on a 32 GTR that had a 1,400 kilometers, like 1,400 kilometers. This has never been taken off.
Very virgin.
The original seal on the cam angle sensor. Wow.
Let's make sure she's got some oil, which she does.
She definitely does. And that doesn't look too bad.
No, it looks very clean.
That's very clean oil. So that's good.
So that's good, yeah. So I won't feel too bad about driving around a little bit.
I'm so jealous. Look at these chassis rails down here. So clean.
No rust.
No rust anywhere. Like not even in the usual sections here on the Skyline.
I would be confident in saying this is a zero rust car. Which
very,
is very difficult to find.
Very difficult to find from Japan. This is insane. Like not even the AC condenser has any damage in any of the fins.
Yeah.
This car was very well looked after.
So let's start it up.
Let's start her up. Even the interior, oh my gosh. Okay. Wow.
You got the key?
Yeah, the key's in the ignition. Sorry, I'm just literally gobsmacked. The quality of this interior, I'm so jealous. I've never seen a 33 with this clean centerpiece. Wow, and it's even got the little cup holder thing. Oh, that's what. Can I take this? Can I pay you for this? I need it for my car in Japan. I'm joking. I'm joking. We'll put that back in there. That's so cool. So if you guys don't know, a lot of people with 33s, they always complain that they didn't come with cup holders. But this little plastic insert there makes it a cup holder. Original shift knob and everything. All right, clutch in. Are we ready?
Yep.
Let's do it. Man, straight away. I still cannot get over how clean this dashboard is. So clean, this plastic piece. Dude, this thing sounds incredible.
So quiet.
Everything about this thing is so nice.
That's the fuse box panel.
Yeah. That goes back in the engine bay.
Yeah, I had that off, so that even that's there.
Yeah. Man, I'm so jealous. I want this.
Ultra clean, huh?
So clean.
Really nice. I mean, just some general wear you can see like this.
Yeah, but this is all normal, and this is easy to fix.
That soft touch.
Yeah, that soft touch coating.
Yeah.
Which can be very easily fixed. I mean,
the panel's there. It's not cracked or broken.
And you can still buy these brand new from Nissan, so that's not a problem. Mm-hmm. That's just a little bit of cosmetic stuff. That's where they've been hitting.
Stereo looks like.
Yep. Double deck CD player and tape player.
Yeah.
Man, that's
high end.
That's some high end stuff. Oh, dude, it even comes with a remote control.
Whoa! And it's Kenwood. It's real Japanese.
Yeah. Oh man. Also, a lot of people always ask, like, why do these cars have business card holders? In Japan, business cards are literally so important when it comes to meeting people.
Of course.
Even if they're your friends or anything, the first thing you do is you hand them your business card.
Hand me the business card properly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't have one, but I'll pretend. Let's get out of the car. We got to bow. I got to hold it out here like this, and yep. Oh, look at you. You're a pro.
And I'm gonna hold it while I talk to you.
That's right.
I'm not gonna put it away.
That's right.
I won't dismiss you.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been to Japan.
He knows what's up. Man, this thing is idling right now. You can't even hear it.
quiet.
Quiet.
Factory exhaust.
Yep.
Original paint. Not that it's exquisite or anything, but it is original. This was not touched up.
Well, that's the thing. It's a 25-year-old car. A lot of this will clean up with a nice buff and a detail. Bumper maybe, like, it's got that damage that was on the auction report, so that's expected.
That's expected, but this car, you don't have to do anything.
No, you don't. Like, look at these wells. Look at these fender wells. Absolutely rust-free. Completely immaculate. I've never seen a 33 like that.
It's good.
It's so good.
These are the cars that we like to see.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to be taking this thing just for a little drive around. I don't want to beat on it because it's probably got old gas in it and stuff from it being shipped.
Yeah. Brakes too. You can hear the brakes. This thing needs to be heated up and gone through a couple times to really get it back to its glory.
For sure, but just being able to take it around, you can get a good feel of the car. You feel if any bushings have failed, suspension, that type of stuff.
You're the first person to drive this car here.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, I feel special.
Yeah.
Clutch feels good. OEM.
We put it right in that parking spot and just parked it.
Oh yeah, hear those brakes? It's clearing all the residue rust off and stuff from sitting.
Yeah, the brakes are obviously exposed metal, iron, so
it's meant to do that.
Exactly, they'll do that. But after a couple of good short stops, it'll clear up pretty well.
That's what happens like with my car in Japan or any of my cars if I haven't driven it for a month, especially and it's just been sitting out, it's been raining.
Especially when I was about to say, especially if it's been raining.
Yeah, like it already feels better. The brakes, like just
yeah, they're quieting down.
Yeah, man, this thing's so nice. I love
smooth.
It's smooth. It's like everything's OEM. The horn. Yeah.
Transmission's nice and smooth.
Yeah, so this is a Series 1 because it doesn't have the airbag steering wheel or the dash. And for a Series 1, this is literally the cleanest one I've ever seen.
It's good.
Great, genuine grade 4. It's so nice.
This is what we get, you know, when we do the due diligence, when we ask the right questions, we talk to the right people, you get this sort of product. We look for this.
When you do your job right.
When you do your job right, and you can still get a like we discussed. You can get a grade R when you do your job right.
Oh, for sure.
But full transparency. You know, you have to know what you're getting.
That's right. Yeah, man, this is such a nice car. A nice example of a 33.
Yeah, I really do like seeing like these very original cars, original seats and everything. And they were pretty wild with their like designs. You know, I liked like this what do you call this, like a splash or something?
Yeah.
You know,
the kind of fabric that they use is so good.
Yeah, it's good. Stands the test of time.
This feels really good. Like actually, like it's
tight.
It's tight, yeah. I don't feel any like bad bushings, like any knocks in the suspension or anything.
Yeah.
I can't remember if I said this yet, but this car is genuine 25,000 kilometers. The thing is brand new.
So new.
It's so good.
Yeah, what's that, like 13,000 miles, 15,000 miles?
Yeah, something like that.
That's hard to believe.
That's hard to believe, right? For a 25-year-old car. So nice.
Kind of explains its condition too, you know?
That's right, yeah. So we're about to put this thing on the hoist, but we opened up the glove box. This is the original booklet that Nissan would give you in Japan when you purchase a car. The original spare key is in here. This is so cool. The booklet. This is really unique. So this is like servicing checklist paperwork. So whenever this car was serviced, you see all the different ones in there. This is the checklist that the technicians go for, and then this is their signature stamp in Japan. You don't sign paperwork in Japan. You stamp your family name on something to say that you've checked it and you've finished it and completed it. And you can see these stamps on all these different ones when it was taken to Nissan and serviced. So this is huge. This is a service history. And this is the original Skyline catalog. Like, oh, so cool. Like that, all of this is with it as well. This was looked after by someone who clearly cared for the car and wanted to do everything right. And then once again, this was also included, which is the auction paperwork. Japanese. Man, it's so nice. Another thing to also look at is they will also mention in this section here if the cluster's ever been changed. And you can see that hasn't been done, and it says here original, like 25,000 kilometers. So good. So we're now putting this thing up on the hoist, on the lift. We're gonna look under it and have a look at what does the underside of the car look like? Like, does the chassis look clean? Any damage to the chassis rails? That kind of stuff. Now remember, this is a grade 4, so we shouldn't be seeing any of that. And the auction reporting guys will actually look both under it and all through the car. So, oh boy, I can already see that this is clean chassis. Wow. So we're gonna go over the bottom of the car now and look over everything. You can already see probably from this wide angle shot that under this car is super clean. We can see that there's, looks like a power steering leak, super common in these R33s. It's just a simple line that you need to change and replace. It's very common. We can see the transmission has been leaking from the drain plug. That's an easy fix once again. Everything else under the car looks amazing, honestly. Like, you can tell that it's definitely got a bit of surface rust in some places. All the usual trouble spots with like the subframe and stuff on these chassis, no rust whatsoever, just a tiny bit of surface. We can see that there's a little bit here in the boot. That's easy to fix, and that's another very common place that these rust out on. And that's just because in winter in Japan, snow and salt and stuff on the road flicks up in this area. But all the usual trouble spots, nothing. Like, totally fine in here on the chassis. It's really immaculate. You can see
All original.
all original, yeah. Like, even these dust shields and stuff here where the catalytic converter is. I don't think anything was ever changed on this. It's so nice.
Like the pan.
Yeah, like even the plastic tray is here. Intact. Like, no cracks, no splits. It's
All the heat shielding on the
all OEM and original. Original caster arms here.
I want to be bold and say that it's probably the original tires.
Honestly, yeah, I would not be surprised. Well, we can look at the date on them, right?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Where's...
Bridgestones at least, right?
Yep.
So, oh, that one, yep, Ecopia, yeah.
So 2010 then. So probably not the original ones. Yeah. So I think that last one represents the year, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure how to read it,
I'm
but
sure.
I can tell you they need to be replaced.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Well, like I was saying, like previously, these just get sat on the OEM wheels on someone's porch,
yeah.
You know? But they're definitely like 10 years old, that's for sure.
Yeah, they're old.
But yeah, no, like this chassis looks really good. There's a tiny bit of an example here of like a bad lift at some point here to this chassis rail, but that's very easy to pull out. Anyone with a sliding hammer.
This is typical. You guys, that when you import cars, you'll see something like this because a lot of times they load these cars onto trucks
with forklifts. Yeah,
it's unfortunate, but it's just nothing we can prevent.
Yeah.
So,
but that's fine. That's easy to fix. Like if we took that to Tommy, didn't damage the fuel,
lines, the brake lines, or anything like that. So
yeah, and that's easy repairable. Like a body guy would be able to pull that out with a slider hammer pretty easy.
Pretty thin metal there.
Yeah. Unfortunately, but otherwise, the chassis is a perfect example of a clean 33. Like, I'm super jealous. I wish my 33 in Japan was this clean. Just the fender wells, like. Such good condition, amazing. So yeah, overall this is a grade 4. This is what you expect to get when you see the grade 4 on an auction report. And this is really what you should be doing when you go to buy a car yourself. You know, ask them to send you pictures of it up on the hoist or go and do it yourself. Take the car for a test drive, take it to a friend who owns a mechanic shop, put it on the hoist on the lift and go over that kind of stuff, you know, because you want to protect yourself as well. Yeah. And you would have no problem if a customer's like, hey, I want to look at the car under a hoist.
Correct, exactly. Yeah. And we like to show them in this condition because we know that this is the genuine shape that the car was received in. So you can tell me, I want new tires, I want new brakes, I want new hoses, belts, those types of things. If you don't, maybe you want to do those things yourself. We give you that option.
Yep.
We tell you straight up front that that's your option, but we do these things ourselves when we're going to present a car for sale on our dealership's website as a car for a prospective buyer.
For sure.
If it was an ordered car, though, we would let you know the condition of the car first and say, do you want to do those things?
Yeah.
Or do you want us to do it?
Yeah. Well, Jack, if I had to spend money, I'd buy this in a heartbeat off you because this is a really good example of a nice clean 33. It's definitely cleaner than mine in Japan, that's for sure. Hey, look, there's probably a spider here from Japan.
Yeah, look at that.
Little.
Got that one past agriculture.
Sometimes they don't even check these cars, man.
I feel like they spray them or do something to them while they're
Yeah, they probably do.
Here, yeah, I think
They spray them, kill anything on
right,
them.
when they get here to the port, they spray them down, make sure there's no corona on them and stuff, you know.
So that pretty much means I shouldn't lick this.
I don't know if I would recommend it.
Yeah, this looks lickable. All right, guys, I think I'm gonna end the video here. Once again, thank you so much, Jack, for letting me do this. And like I said, this is a pretty rare opportunity for anyone to be able to do this kind of video on a car like this and to find someone that's this transparent, especially someone who owns an import business. Jack, you also have a YouTube channel, you know, a bunch of tuning, high performance stuff.
Yep, come check it out. It's a lot of variety. I've got a tractor.
He's got a tractor?
I do, yeah.
All right, okay. Well, we'll put his link in the description as well. But for that, guys, if you're interested in this car, you know who to contact. And if you want any other cars out of Japan and you want an honest importer, dealer, all that kind of stuff, definitely talk to Jack. I've known Jack now for about almost 2 years.
Yeah.
And he's probably one of the most honest, straightforward kind of guys that I've ever met in this industry. So definitely hit him up. And yeah, thanks for watching. Smash that like button, leave us a comment, and I'll see you all in tomorrow's video. Peace out. Jamata.